Welcome to the weightlifting platform, where the heavier it gets, the closer you're probably getting to a competition. The weightlifting platform is brought to you by the Panamerican Weightlifting Federation. I'm your host, Richard Mason. On this week's show, we'll talk to a pair of lifters, brother and sister. The sister will tell us about the Olympics, injury, and the family business. And for the tip of the week, we'll hear from her brother about motivation. Our regular feature, Good to Know, another weightlifting Olympian, her results from Beijing. But first, here are the headlines. Some administrative changes at the Office for the International Weightlifting Federation topped the news this week. According to the Our Weightlifting newsletter, the IWF has lost not one, but two CEOs. Fabian Verbrugge was hired on to be the organization's CEO and is no longer with the IWF. His appointment was the result of a thorough search, and he filled the top job on the staff, essentially taking over for Phil Andrews, who was a placeholder in the role that had been held for years by Attila Adampi. No statement yet from the IWF on Verbrugge's departure. The newsletter also chronicles the recent departure of Angelique Motet from the IWF. She had taken on the interim CEO role. The IWF website does not currently list a CEO. Still with staff, the organizers of the upcoming Games in Paris, the Olympics, have brought on a sport manager for weightlifting. Australia's Jacqueline White has previously worked as the high-performance manager with Australian weightlifting and has major games experience from Invictus Games, Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, and the 2017 Asian Martial Arts in Indoor Games. And if you're headed to the European Championships in Bulgaria, not so fast. The event has been moved to Tirana, Albania, as the Bulgarian Federation sorts out an internal leadership dispute. The event also has a new date. It will now be held May 25th through June 5th. Those are today's headlines. Now, good to know. You know how we told you last week about Sylvia Hoffman? She's the American weightlifter turned bobsled racer who is competing in Beijing at the Winter Olympics. Hoffman from Shreveport, Louisiana, decided to take her power and speed and find herself a place at the Olympics. And that turned out that not only is she now an Olympian from Beijing 2022, but she's also a medalist in the two-person bobsleigh. And that is good to know. Up next, time to talk. Evangelina Veli is an Olympian. She competed in Rio 2016 in the 53 kilo category. She did not compete in Tokyo, but she is available to take some time and talk to us about her career in weightlifting so far. Evangelina Veli, welcome to the weightlifting platform.
Hello, Richard. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Hey, it's great to have you. Now, tell me a little bit. We always start with the same question. How did you find, as a young lady with a barbell in your hands for the very first time?
So my dad used to be a weightlifter, and he's the one that teach us how to lift the bar, and the one that he put us in weightlifting. And to be honest, from the four of us, because we are four siblings and all of us, we did a weightlifting. I was the one that I didn't want to. And I was so negative, and I was, no, I don't want to do this because I'm gonna, be short. And everyone, were telling to me that, no, don't do weightlifting, you're gonna be like a man and things like that. But yeah, I did stop and start again, stop and start again. And then at the age of 12, yeah, I'm still lifting.
Now, tell me a little bit about your siblings. Are they active weightlifters? Did they do it for a while and are out? What's the situation like around the family dinner table when the topic of weightlifting comes up?
So the eldest one is the one that she did only for like a couple of years. It was most for her university, so she could have some help with that. Then the middle one, she did compete internationally back in 2008. in Tirana here in Albania. She did represent Albania for like in 3 or 4 international competitions. And then my brother, he's the one that he's still active. He does represent Brazil right now. And he did represent Albania back in 2009. And then in 2017, I think, yeah, he did move with Brazil.
I know we're here to talk about you, but is there a story behind there that you can share without getting into
It's
international intrigue or anything like that?
it's love. I think always it's love when you hear a story like that. Like a member of family goes away. I think it's always love or job.
Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations to him then. Now back to you. Tell me about your first meet. When you found yourself showing up at the first opportunity to compete in your home. Was it what you expected it to be?
Um, um, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question just to make sure that I do
The
understand?
Yeah, no, the first time that you were competing, you grew up in a weightlifting family, so you probably had a pretty good idea
Yeah.
what to expect. But then it's your time for the very first time, standing in front of three referees, all eyes on you with the barbell. Was it something that you expected?
Well, so because I did start weightlifting in Greece, I have grew up in Greece, and
Okay.
everyone knew that we are a family of weightlifters, and everyone were expecting what she's gonna do. The youngest one, is she gonna be the same with the other one? How she's gonna be? And my first competition in Greece was just with the fake barbell, the one that weighs 5 or 6 kilograms, and they just give you points about your technique, so you don't compete actually with weight. You do compete about your technique. And I do remember that I did hit the best score that they ever hit an athlete in Greece, and I was so happy. And yeah, this was for, I'm not sure if they still do this kind of competition, but I think it was, for me, it was very correct what they did at this time, because
Yeah.
you don't have all that pressure, and they don't start pressuring you for a really young age to lift weight, and they do teach you how to lift properly, and then when you are ready you can start lifting some weight.
Now, I don't know if we want to get into too many deep issues, but you're talking about pressure, about being a weightlifter. You happen to be in one of the lighter weight categories. And I know a lot of the lighter athletes always talk to me about the pressure of making weight, the pressure of, maintaining, building strength, but staying where they need to stay on the scale to be competitive. Do you have that? Do you feel that pressure as well?
uh, to be honest, not really. I mean, I know I do manage very well my weight, so I never had any problem to drop down my weight when it's time to compete. So, and if I feel that I cannot manage anymore to stay at 55 or 53, I will go up to 59. I'm not gonna put all that pressure to my body, because I know now anymore, after so many years, to listen to my body. And if my body says that I have to eat more, then I'm gonna eat more. If my body says that I have to stop, I'm gonna stop. But about my category, I haven't, I didn't have any kind of problems to manage my weight.
Now, okay, so I look on the IWF database to do some research to find out about you. Um, First thing I see is the first international event that you competed in was in April of 2016 at the European Championships. Now, I don't want to skip over the European Championships, but I will going to tell everybody that the second event that shows up on your international resume is approximately 4 or 5 months after your first international event as the European Championships. What was your second event again? Do you want to tell me what that was, and how does that become your second event?
Yeah, it was Olympic Games in Rio, and I think it's is the event that I have enjoyed the most in my life. because the invitation came just 1 week before the competition. Like the competition for 53 was on Monday, and they called me the previous Monday, say, okay, Eva, you're flying to Rio. And I was, come on, don't do this to me, because, everybody said that, okay, you don't have any chance anymore to go to Rio. And I was, all right. And I wasn't training anymore. I said, I will give some time to myself. I'm going to do like light training just so, I can have my shape, but I'm not going to lift anything. And you can see that from my results, that they were like nothing from what I was going to do if I knew that I'm going to Rio, because I did stop after Europeans to give to my body some time to recover and get ready for the next event. And I think this was the reason that I did enjoy so much this competition, because I had no expectations for myself.
Well, that's fantastic. You still placed eighth, I believe it was. 75 and 90 or something like that. 165 is the
Yeah,
total. Still,
yeah,
you know what they call somebody who places eighth at the Olympics in Rio? An Olympian. For the rest of their life,
I
they call
know.
them an Olympian. Now, you got back into shape, I guess we'll call it, for Worlds in 2017. The producers brought up video of you lifting in Anaheim in 2017. First off, were you happy with the performance? And second off, most importantly, I don't know if you see in the bottom corner in the dark, the speaker. It's me in the background. Anyway, did you enjoy Anaheim? Because for me, Anaheim was fantastic. It's it's Disneyland.
Yeah,
You know, did
it
you get a
was,
chance to enjoy
yeah,
it?
yeah. Not really. I didn't have, because after my competition, the next day I was flying back to Albania. But I still can remember that competition. I mean, the event, everything were fantastic. It was the Anaheim and then Moscow. The Europeans are my favorite, or the organization and everything. Like, I will remember them forever.
Now, do you have goals? Do you set goals of, I want to lift this much, or do you set goals of, I really need to get this color medal, or do you set goals of, I need to qualify for this? How do your goals work as a weightlifter?
It's always, I want to do something better from what I did in training, or at least the same with what I did in training. If the medals come, of course, I'm happy, everyone are happy, but I cannot put all this pressure, in myself. I mean, there are so many
Okay.
people that put so much pressure in all of us, the athletes. So I need to stay calm, and this is what matters for me. If I can hit the numbers that I did while I was preparing, then I'm happy.
Now, you did not compete in Tokyo. Um,
No,
you did not. You didn't necessarily have as many events in post Anaheim to necessarily maybe qualify. What's the story there? Was Tokyo a goal, or were you hurt? Is there something I need to know there?
no, Tokyo wasn't my goal. So, and I wasn't even, again, they were telling me that you're gonna qualify and you're gonna compete. I was, no, I'm not, because I know the rules. But I'm not sad about it, because I'm already Olympian. I already had, this experience, and I want to go next time that I will go at Olympics. I want to go there for maybe a medal.
Okay, there you go. Now, talk to me about Tashkent a little bit. You lifted. Everything seemed to go as expected in the snatch, but you did not get a total. Tell me about the last World Championships that you were at.
So I was thinking to not compete, to be honest, because I'm still dealing with a really bad injury. And like, even a week before Worlds, I was asking from the federation and everyone, I'm not able to compete. I'm in terrible pain. I'm not gonna make it. And they said to me, go and try your best. But it was hurting me, because I knew that I wasn't able to go out for the clean and jerk. I was like, that was clear on my mind. I'm not going to be able to go out for the clean and jerk. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the snatch. But um, if if this didn't happen, I was going for a medal, and it hurts me because, I know how much I did work there, and I know that it was my chance because I was in a good shape, and because, of course, so many uh, athletes weren't there. I want to be
Yeah,
honest with
so many.
myself. I mean, it's words. It
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
chance
I
for
get it.
me,
So many.
but yeah.
What's the next goal for you? Is it Paris? Is it the next Europeans? What's your next agenda item?
I I cannot say because my leg is really bad, so I'm still dealing with my leg, and I don't know what is going to happen if I will need to go for a really big surgery, or if I'm gonna manage to stay and be able to lift with what is going on. And my doctor is not sure it yet, so I would like to lift at Europeans because it's gonna be home, and
Yeah,
everyone, when a competition is at home, they expecting too much. But I think my health is priority, and it should be for everyone.
I agree. I very much appreciate you taking the time to talk. Now, you're not off the hook just yet. We're still going to get you for one more minute where we're going to ask you some personal questions, some weightlifting questions. Well, you'll find out in a second on The Clock's Next. Okay, this is where we ask you questions to get to know you better, not necessarily as an athlete, but as a human being. They're pretty random, and you should know the answer to all of them because they're 100% about you. Are you ready? We're going to put you on a 1 minute clock. Here's the pressure. In 3, 2, 1. What's the first app you open up in the morning on your phone?
What's up?
Favorite place that you visited because of weightlifting?
Of weightlifting? Mm, Greece.
Greece. Place that you want the next World Championships to be held so that you can go and visit that place.
Oh, Thailand.
Best food. What's the best dish that your mom makes for you?
Also, it's called gemista in Greece, in Greek. So they are
Okay.
tomatoes and peppers with rice inside. Yeah.
Okay, stuffed peppers. Okay, yeah. Of your siblings, which one is the best weightlifter?
My brother.
Your brother? Okay. We're out of time. I thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Best of luck with the leg, and best of luck with as you continue to lift and continue to enjoy life, hopefully on the platform. Thanks for taking the
Thank
time.
you so much, Richard. Thank you.
Tip of the week is next. You heard from Albania's Evangelina Veli about the family of weightlifters that she's from. Well, we're drawing on that family for our tip of the week. We're heading to Brazil to learn about motivation from her brother Serafin on Tip of the Week.
Hello guys from the weightlifting platform. My name is Serafin Veli. I am from Brazil. I am 36 years old. I started weightlifting when I was 13. I am part of the Brazilian weightlifting national team, and my tip for the week is about motivation, because sometimes you can handle it anymore, sometimes you feel tired, sometimes you want to quit, and when it comes to that, my tip is search inside you and try to remember the reason you started in the beginning, the weightlifting, trying to be with people who motivate you and give you strength, and also try to enjoy it as much as you can. Cheers from Brazil.
Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the Weightlifting Platform, brought to you by the Panamerican Weightlifting Federation. If you like what you see, we've got some social media options for you. You can bookmark us here on YouTube. You could also like the IWF on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. It's IWFNET. That's it for today's show. I'm Richard Mason. Good lifting.